This is the rules that determine the transportages of millions of tons of goods between nations. Set up in 1968. Okay, the city could have been Hague, that's why it's called HAGUE VISBY rules. Earlier we had Hague rules. This has been a development of the Hague rules, developing them into HAGUE VISBY rules. Sri Lanka is a signatory to this particular HAGUE VISBY rules, not just us, almost most of the Caribbean nations in the world. That means the nations that have ships as well as the nations that obtain the goods by sea. The purpose of the HAGUE VISBY rules have been to modify the Hague rules somewhat, because the world felt that Hague rules protect the courier, that means the ship or the ship owner, more than we should be doing. So the HAGUE VISBY rules are brought in to reduce the powers of the ship somewhat, or increase the liabilities of the ship somewhat, not much but somewhat. Okay, while we go through you will realize it. Take a look at the long name of the particular HAGUE VISBY rules. Yeah, International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to Bills of Lading. So it's key, it's heart of international law actually, right? And one very, very effective at that. So let's take a look at the purpose. Yeah, what, why, how. Yeah, the Hague rules have had very limited liability on the courier. HAGUE VISBY, yeah, little bit of a higher level liability, not much, but little bit of a higher liability on the courier is given. Modern day shipping is safer than it used to be. Technologies have come up, sciences have come up, we have the GPS tracking, we have higher sciences contributing to much safer transportation of goods by ship than it was available in the 1920s and 30s. So we need to create new laws as HAGUE and VISBY came into being to increase the liabilities of the courier, because the dangers are lesser than it used to be on a ship. So it's natural that the ship is requested to share some of the liabilities, not a lot, but some of the liabilities. Sri Lanka has ratified, most other nations have ratified it. And let's take a look at Article 2, the meanings. Courier, contract of carriage, goods, carriage of goods. What's the meaning of carriage of goods? That means the time between the loading of goods on board a ship and discharge of the same good out of the ship. During that period only, we have the HAGUE VISBY rules. So when the goods are on a storage or goods are on the harbor, right? When the goods are on the jetty, right? There the HAGUE VISBY rules cannot be applied. Rules can be applied only when the goods are being loaded and to the point of discharge. Goods, remember the goods, that means the goods that we use in our daily lives, right? But live animals are not considered as goods. And any cargo that is stored on deck of the ship, because on top of the deck could be higher risk, right? Maybe the elements, the damage from the seawater, or the changes in the temperatures and all, or the goods may even, containers might even fall off, right? It happens even to date. So the cargo on board the deck of a ship is not coming under stricter rules of the HAGUE VISBY rules. Or the live animals, they also don't come under this. Contract for carriage, yeah, in the meaning courier is a ship, or the ship owner. Now let's take a look at the Article 3, responsibilities of the courier. So these are the responsibilities of a modern ship. Loading of the goods, that means even when the goods are hanging in the crane, the rules apply. Ship has a liability. Handling, stowage, that means keeping them in these holes. There inside the ship there are massive holes. Custody, taking care of them. Carriage, taking care, moving from point to point. Discharging, unloading the goods. These are the duties of a ship. Let's take a look at duties of the courier. These are the duties. You have to make the ship seaworthy. The rules doesn't clearly tell what this meaning of seaworthiness is, but we can imply that whatever that is necessary to keep the sea accepting the ship without damaging the ship, right? The reasonable care should be required to keep a ship seaworthy. And man, equip, supply the ship. Yes, right number of crew, equipment, the updating of the the technologies and the proper maintenance. All that is the duty of a courier. Man is a word that could have been used in the 1960s when almost the entirety of the shipping crews in the cargo ships happened to be men. But that's 60s, right? Now in 40 years later, right, 50 years later, you do see lots of women working on board ships as crew. So the word man may not be suitable in the current scenarios. And wherever the goods are kept, there are refrigerators, there are deep freezers, there are lots of stuff on board the ship, inside the ship, right? They should be clean and proper and well maintained. And yes, a bill of lading has to be issued by the ship when the goods are put on board the ship. It's issued by the master of the ship, the captain of the ship, prepared and all that by the particular owner of the ship or one who chartered the ship. That's Article 3. Now let's look at more. Same article. Yeah, the shipper, that means a person who is sending goods by the sea on board the ship. Shipper, we call him, has a duty to give correct information about the cargo loaded. He must give full information. Nothing shall be hidden. Whatever the content, the quality, the size, the shape, materials, no information can be hidden by the shipper. Nothing can be hidden by the shipper. All that info must be given to the captain of the ship before the goods are to be loaded. Is it the dangerous cargo? Is it combustible cargo? Is it inflammables? Any kind of issues connected to the cargo, right? Chemicals, whatever. Full info has to be given. If he fails to give this information, shipper shall be fully liable. Action can be taken against the ship. And if the shipper fails to give information regarding goods to be carried on board the ship, and if those goods get damaged while during the voyage from point A to point B, shipper can't take legal action against a courier demanding compensation because he did not give full information. Complete information must be given. And not just that, there should be proper labeling, proper marking given to these particular containers, packages and all that. And that information stored in these packages, that means the labels and all, should not be destroying in the ship during the the voyage. They should be properly stuck, labeled, pasted, fixed until the end of the journey. You may be seeing in the containers, right, these info being sometimes printed or put inside various holes and all. Even after the container has been discharged, you may see some of these things, right? Yeah. So marking of the goods, labeling of the goods, packaging should be all done. Any incorrect information because of carelessness by the shipper results in shipper losing the right to take any legal action. Shipper must be truthful in providing information to the captain, because there's no chance a captain of a ship can check all the information, all these goods inside a container, right? He has no time to do that. Ships come into the harbor, ships leave the harbor pretty fast. So there's no way the captain of a ship can double check what's inside the container. Shipper has the duty to provide full information. That's Article 3. Let's take a look at Rule 6. That's in the Article 3. Very, very important one this is, right? If you as a shipper, or if you are as a buyer, happens to be unhappy about the service done by the ship with regard to the delivery of the goods, you have only 1 year to take legal action against the ship. That's it. That's a maximum time. And if you as a buyer of the cargo, right, are unhappy about the quality of some cargo that was brought in, or some cargo has gone missing or whatever, you have only 3 days to make a complaint to the ship. So the cargo unloaded must immediately be checked by you if you are the buyer. and you have to identify immediately if anything has gone amiss, and you have to immediately inform the ship, okay, this and this and this that was supposed to be coming on board your ship hasn't arrived, or this and this and this that was on board your ship has been damaged. That information must be given in 3 days, no later than that. And legal action under 1 year, right? We have only about 5 to 6,000 ships, container ships in this world. Very little number of ships. They are the ones that supply goods and everything else to every country in the world, right? So they just cannot be kept inside the harbor for too long. They come on board, they make the port of call, and they leave very fast the moment the unloading has been done. No time to waste. So the shippers as well as the buyers have to be on their toes with regard to checking the goods and complaining or whatever. Rule 6 is that very important one. What's the meaning of shipped? When the goods are put on board the ship, that means when the loading of the goods have been final, and when the bill of lading has been issued, we call it shipped. The ship may still be inside the harbor, but the loading has been completed. That means your loading of the goods, right? Then we can call it shipped bill of lading. The moment that is done, the buyer would be informed, the ship would be informing the ship company, and the ship would be informing you also in writing. We call it the shipped. Of course, the date and the port of shipment all should be mentioned. What's point 8? Yeah. Now, HAGUE VISBY rules create certain kind of liabilities on a ship, courier, right? Those liabilities must be followed by a ship. Ship cannot, a courier cannot reduce those liabilities. It will not be given as a chance. The rules that a ship must follow, as mentioned in the HAGUE VISBY rules, must be followed by the ship. Ship has no right to reduce those liabilities. Ship can't make up a different contract to reduce its liabilities. Not allowed. That's point 8. Remember that. We are coming at Article 4, fourth article. Yeah. Of course, when goods are being transported on board a ship, possibility of damage is high. Take a look at the Express Pearl disaster, right? I think around 2,000 or 3,000 containers got damaged. They are still in the sea, right? So parties who transported the goods on board the ship may be thinking about taking legal action. But the courier, it is a Singapore-owned company. It's a very fresh ship, right? It's a very modern ship, Express Pearl. They have to prove that they were careful, that the fire on board Express Pearl happened not because of their carelessness. Of course, they have to prove that. If they can't prove their due diligence, then the shippers can take legal action against a shipping company, right? There are hundreds of shippers, I think, where it's not all the goods on board that ship doesn't belong to one person. Hundreds and hundreds of different people would have, used the particular ship to transport cargo from point A to point B. The ship was supposed to go into multiple harbors, right? That's the typical way. So whatever the ships that come into the port of Colombo, we find out, and the shippers would identify the ships where there's room for cargo to be taken. So on board those ships, to where they want, if the particular ship is heading that way, the goods can be sent. And we load the cargo, we get the bill of lading, we ensure that we give full information to the ship, and the ship has a duty to go and discharge the goods. So when that is being done on the way or whatever, right, if there is an unfortunate or accident or carelessness on board a ship resulting in damage, well, we have a chance of taking legal action, but ship can protect itself by proving that ship has been reasonably careful. That's Article 4. Then what about the compensation? Can you ask full compensation from the courier? Take Express Pearl disaster. The damage could have been tens of millions of dollars worth, value. Can the shippers, can the owners of the goods claim all those damage? Answer is no. Under the HAGUE VISBY rules, maximum that you can demand per package. Mind you, this package could be the size of one single container, or there could be a couple of packages stored inside a single container. It's up to the court to determine. When the case is gone to the case is sent to the court will have the power to decide what is the package, or how many packages are there in this particular load. But whatever that is, per package, the maximum that can be claimed is 667, right? Ideally that 666.67 special drawing rights. We call them SDRs. That's determined by the International Monetary Fund. SDR valuation is determined by the calculation of the valuation of the global currencies. Typically an SDR 1 unit may be several dollars value, not thousands of dollars value per unit, right? Just one, maybe two or three. It may be changing from time to time. You can find it out. So that's a maximum damage you can claim for the loss of package. Let's say you export tea, high quality herbal tea out of Sri Lanka to Japan, let's say, on board a container, maybe several packages perhaps. The total value could be up to something like maybe $10,000. Can you claim all that? No. Let's say you have it in 3 packages inside the container. Then per package what you can claim is maximum this much, no more. Why is it done? To minimize the liabilities of a courier. A ship may carry millions of dollars worth cargo on its boat, right, on board. Can you make the ship liable for all of it? Impossible. No ship would be willing to be that liable. So you have to be fair by the ship. The carriage of goods by the sea is still a risky business. Still there are dangers. See what happened to a brand new ship, Express Pearl. Could happen any moment. It's a risk-fraught one. Ships are more riskier mode of travel than the train or plane or road. We need the ships to carry huge loads of cargo because no other mode of transportation can handle that. Planes can't do that. Lands can't, road transportation or the trains can't do that. So you have to rely on the ships, but you cannot put ships in trouble by increasing its liabilities. That's not fair. Then there would not be ships, right? They may not would want to do the business. Let's take a look at Article 5. What does it say? Okay, HAGUE VISBY rules give lots of protection to the ship. You know that. If a ship is ready to reduce its powers, okay, that's fine. The ship has the freedom to do that. For example, take a look at here, deck cargo. Normally, what's put on board the deck, the ship can excuse itself. Ship can say we are not liable for the deck cargo. Easily this cargo can fall off in rough seas and all, right? But if the ship wants to be more liable to the deck cargo, it's up to them. HAGUE VISBY rules gives lots of protections, lots of powers to a ship, but in their contracts, if the ship is ready to reduce its powers, it's up to them. But a ship is not allowed to reduce its duties. Remember that. That's Article 5. Important, very important one, that is. Yeah, take a look at this article. Of course, bill of lading doesn't have to be there for all kind of goods. There are bill of lading is for the carriage of goods by the sea. As we learned earlier, live animals cannot be considered as goods. Then bill of lading won't work. We have to make up a different agreement. Then sometimes the goods transportation may happen inside, a nation, right? Along the rivers, maybe from one harbor to another harbor inside the same country, let's say from Gala to Trincomalee, or maybe from Gala or Gaul to Colombo. The ships are free to set up their own agreements. Imagine the transfer of content like nuclear material, military weapons. They're not goods, right? They can't be considered as goods. There the ships are free to set up special agreements. No need to be bound by HAGUE VISBY rules. No need to be bound by what you call as bill of lading. That's Article 6. Remember that. Yeah. We cannot make the ships unnecessarily too liable. It will be making life difficult for the ships. So we have to make up a balance in liabilities. So that has been the purpose of the HAGUE VISBY rules. In order to create that particular balance, so that the parties involved in the trade, shipper, the buyer, and the courier, will have a fair set of rights and duties when this highly crucial, highly vital mode of transportation is done. Catch you in another lesson.